Greetings, family, peace, love, and positive thinking. This is Guru, and thank you for joining my channel. Today's vlog is about Korryn Gaines, who was killed by the police, whose family is now filing a lawsuit against the police officer and the county. Let's go to the story. Family of Korryn Gaines, who was killed by the police in Maryland, files lawsuit. Attorneys representing the family of Korryn Gaines, who was fatally shot by police following a standoff she posted on social media, filed a wrongful death suit Tuesday. Baltimore County Police spokeswoman Elise Armacost said the officer shot and killed Korryn Gaines, 23, after she barricaded herself inside her Randallstown apartment with her 5-year-old son and pointed a shotgun at officers attempting to serve an arrest warrant. The warrant was on charges stemming from a March 10th traffic stop that included disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. But lawyers representing Gaines' family tell a different story. They contend that officers fired a shot at Gaines not because they feared for their safety, but because they ran out of patience after a 7-hour standoff. Which is true, because you can't have the police standing in her doorway, pointing guns at her for hours and then claim that you fear for your life. That's just not, it just doesn't make sense. And if it doesn't fit, you must quit. Continuing on, the standoff received widespread attention when Gaines posted video footage on Facebook until police had her account taken down. We all remember that when we saw the videos. Police Chief Jim Johnson has said that people who saw the post were encouraging her not to comply with the officers. Even if that was the case, you still didn't have to murder Korryn Gaines. That's the point, is you still didn't have to murder Korryn Gaines. There's a process which is called the justice system, the court system, which is what she should have went through. You guys just ran out of patience, and that's going to be revealed too. But let me continue on. A lawsuit filed by attorney J. Wendell Gordon against the police officer and Baltimore County contends that officers illegally entered Gaines' apartment after persuading the manager of her apartment complex to give them a key despite the fact that nobody answered the door when officers knocked. The suit also says that Gaines' neighbor, Ramon Coleman, heard Gaines ask to inspect the warrant, but the officers refused. Coleman also said special forces officers seized his apartment to use it as an outpost and drilled holes in the living room, bedroom, and bathroom walls in order to monitor Korryn Gaines' movements with surveillance equipment. The police department has identified the officer who shot Gaines as Officer First Class Ruby, using only his last name and rank, per departmental policy. Armacost declined to comment on the lawsuit Tuesday. Ruby was one of 2 officers who shot and killed 24-year-old Adam Benjamin Rothstein after he pointed what turned out to be a pellet gun at the officers. Armacost said officers received a call on August 19 for a suicidal man who had told the 911 dispatcher that he had guns, knives, pepper spray, and a taser. When police confronted Rothstein, he said he would start shooting if he didn't get what he wanted by 3:30 a.m. At the designated time, Rothstein raised a gun and pointed it at the officers, who both fired. Rothstein's weapon turned out to be a BB gun. Now, why this news article? And by the way, I got this particular article from Fox News. I was looking through at articles, and I happened to see this article. And I don't like to even post articles from Fox News, but nonetheless, this article came from there, so I'll just let that be known. But my point is why would they put this whole section about Adam Benjamin Rothstein in this article pertaining to Korryn Gaines? I don't understand its relevance. Maybe somebody can point that out to me, but I'm just not understanding that, why they would put this whole piece about Adam Benjamin Rothstein the fact that he ended up having a BB gun and that he was a suicidal man. I don't understand why they put that in this article with Korryn Gaines. But anyways, I digress. Let's get back to this story. According to the suit, Coleman said he heard Gaines offer to surrender shortly after her boyfriend, Kareem Courtney, and their young child left the apartment and Courtney was arrested. So here it is. The neighbor says that he heard Korryn Gaines offer to surrender shortly after her boyfriend and their young child had left the apartment. That's interesting. So she offered to surrender, but they killed her. Okay, the lawsuit makes total sense. Quote, Korryn Gaines said to the police, "If you put your guns down and back up from my apartment, I will come out," unquote, the suit reads. Quote, however, none of the police backed up from the apartment door, unquote. The suit also alleges that the police, quote, did not fear Gaines as they had indulged her for several hours, even up to the point where they alleged that she handled her weapon, the suit reads. You see what I'm saying? So they didn't fear for their life. Police grew frustrated with Gaines because she would not submit to their authority. And that's what that's why these European race warriors who call themselves cops, that's what their problem is. They get frustrated because when a black person might have something to question about their actions, they get frustrated and mad. And we have every right to ask questions, just like the next white person. Coleman told the attorneys that he heard a male police officer utter, quote, "I'm sick of this shit," unquote, before multiple shots were fired. Interesting. He heard a male police officer utter, "I'm sick of this shit," before multiple shots were fired. That's interesting. Gordon, one of the attorneys representing Korryn Gaines' estate, said Tuesday at a news conference that Gaines was, quote, assassinated. Quote, "What we've discovered thus far is truly remarkable," he said. "This tragic death of Korryn Gaines certainly did not have to be," unquote. This story has been clarified to reflect that the lawsuit was filed against the police officer and the county, not just the department. In another article, they said that at the news conference, Gaines' cousin, Creel Brady, said he wants police accountability. Quote, "It's not just us, it's every family member that has suffered the same fate," unquote, Brady said. Quote, "We are all connected. This is not an isolated incident that just happened in Baltimore County. This is something that's going on nationwide. And nationwide, police reform needs to occur and people need to be held accountable," unquote. This last sentence, paragraph that I just read by Korryn Gaines' cousin is right on point. Nationwide. This is happening nationwide. And they're all connected. So police reform needs to occur and people need to be held accountable. Very true. So family, what do you think about this? I'm glad that the family has filed a lawsuit. They need to get to the bottom of the truth, truth of the matter rather, and find out what really happened, especially since they cut the Facebook feed, cut the Korryn Gaines account off to where we could not see what happened. And so once again, we only have the story of the so-called police officers. We only have those stories to listen to. And we already know, it's a fact. I don't need to repeat this, but we already know that the police lie a lot, especially when it comes to African Americans. So family, if you are watching this video, and especially around the world, I hope you don't just fall for the propaganda that they try to tell you out there. I hope that you, as a human being, that you go and do the research yourself and find out what's really happening in the world, because Europeans will lie. They lie, and we've heard these statements from Native Americans who when they encountered Europeans, they would say, "White man speak with forked tongue." That statement, for it to be made, whoever came up with it, is not a false statement. And a forked tongue, a snake has a forked tongue. We know that. Anyways, family, I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. This is Guru. Peace, love, and positive thinking. Have a nice day.